video games, find a way. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Star. So this came out of nowhere. Jurassic Park Survival just got announced at the 2023 Game Awards, and this was exactly what I needed.
Hold on to your butts.
I was watching the awards hoping for some Star Wars video game news. I half expected a new trailer for Outlaws, but as you could have probably guessed, there was nothing. Star Wars is pretty much dead at this point.
See, nobody cares.
And then this came on and kicked me right in the childhood. Jurassic Park Survival is an upcoming first-person action-adventure game being developed by Saber Interactive. This is incredible. We're going back to the park, not Jurassic World, but the original, where it all started. Today, I'm going to break down the trailer and go over everything we know about the game. Make sure you like the video, consider subscribing if you're new, and let's get into it. 2023 is the year of surviving. Earlier in the year, we covered Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now we're on to Jurassic Park Survival. And finally, a game that's not a park builder. Don't get me wrong, I've dumped more hours than I care to admit into both Jurassic World Evolution and Evolution 2. Those games are dangerous. Once I start playing, I can't stop. But Jurassic fans have been wanting an action game ever since Trespasser back in 1998, and that moment is finally here. It just took 25 years.
Spared no expense.
Jurassic Park Survival is huge for the franchise. It's introducing a new hero, and it's going to tell an original story that's set immediately after the events of the first Jurassic Park movie. The official website says this about the game: return to Isla Nublar the day after the events of the beloved 1993 Jurassic Park film in an original adventure 65 million years in the making. Survive thrilling first-person action as InGen scientist Dr. Maya Joshi, who was unable to evacuate Nublar in this single-player action-adventure game, and discover a never-before-told story. It goes on to say that we'll get to experience the wonder and danger of dinosaurs, each with their own distinct and adaptive behaviors, and that we'll get to adventure through a fully realized Isla Nublar filled with reactive wildlife, dinos, and other surprising threats. This all sounds fantastic. This game is a Jurassic fan's dream come true. I'm getting serious flashbacks to both the Jurassic Park arcade and the original JP game, which also had a story set after the first movie, only this one looks grittier and more up to modern standards. The reveal trailer opens with some beautiful establishing shots of the island, with a narration by John Hammond himself. We get some shots of familiar scenes from the movie, like the T-Rex paddock and the visitor center. It's actually here where we meet our new hero, Dr. Maya Joshi, who's using a satellite phone to try and reach for help after she gets stranded. We watch her visit more of the classic locations, the tree where Nedry met his end, that infamous kitchen raptor scene, and we even get a close-up shot of that freezer where Tim locked the Velociraptor in, with the implication being that the raptor survived and escaped. We'll talk about her in just a second, but as the trailer comes to the end, we get that money shot of Rexy. Maya ignites that flare, a la Alan Grant, just hitting all the nostalgia buttons. After that, we cut to a few shots of what appears to be gameplay. There isn't a whole lot, but we do have these shots of Maya jumping onto a raft, with the raptor following closely behind her. There's also this hallway shot with the Dilo at the end of it, and of course, escaping Rexy through what looks like a sewer or some kind of tunnel system. From these shots, it doesn't look like there's much in terms of combat, which is honestly fine. A survival game set in Jurassic Park makes way more sense to me than some mercenary running around with a gun, and I have to assume that the focus will be mainly on stealth and using distractions to get away from the dinosaurs instead of fighting them head-on. From the trailer, we only see 3 different dinosaurs: the Velociraptor, the Dilophosaurus, and of course Rexy at the end. Since we'll be on Nublar, we can probably expect a bunch of other species from the original movie to make appearances. I'm thinking the Brachiosaurs, Trikes, Parasaurolophus, probably even Compies will be species that we can encounter. As far as raptors go, we only knew of 3 in that first movie. The big one,
Clever girl,
and her 2 subordinate raptors. The big one and the medium one were killed by Rexy in the movie's climax, but the small one was the raptor that Tim locked in the freezer, and based on this shot at the very end of the trailer, we have to assume that it survived and escaped. In fact, it's probably this exact same raptor that we see in this shot here jumping onto the raft. We didn't know of any other raptors on the island, besides the infant that hatched from the egg, so they might be a more rare encounter, but for sure one of the more dangerous ones. As far as a release date goes, we have no information on that. We do know the game will be releasing on all major platforms, namely Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and the footage that was captured for the trailer was labeled as taken from a pre-alpha build. It still looks a good ways into development though, so with any luck we won't have to wait too long for a release date. What's really interesting about this game's title though is that it's shared with another game that was in development in the early 2000s. That Jurassic Park Survival was being developed by Konami, and it was meant to be a complementary game to JP3, which had come out recently at that time. I don't know if there's a connection to that older game or not, but this new Survival is something entirely different. It's still cool to see an older name be brought back to life though. I'm super hyped for this game, guys. This is mainly a Star Wars channel, but there's no Star Wars to make content on, so we're gonna be playing with dinosaurs instead. If you guys are just as hyped for Jurassic Park Survival as me, let me know in a comment. If you like the video, I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up. In the spirit of surviving, my channel is in a straight up MMA match against the algorithm right now, and you guys can help me win with just a little click. Only if you like the video though. But that's gonna do it for me. Thank you for checking out the video. This has been Star, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.